Straight people, what burning questions do you have about the LGBTQ community? There's gotta be gay dudes just not into anal, right? Like, thinking anal is to be expected seems like an unfair standard. Is there a stigma around it? Are gay men that aren't into anal seen as prudes or boring? Sorry if these seem ignorant, just always wondered. I know a guy who just likes hugging, which I think is kind of sweet. On a side note, do gay people find watching straight or lesbian porn unattractive? For example, I'm a straight dude but watch gay porn would make me extremely uncomfortable. Is that reaction the same for you guys as well? I watch straight porn on occasion but only if the guy is attractive. Yes, a lot of gay men prefer things like oral, handjobs, humping, etc. Yes, and it is very lonely and difficult being a gay guy that doesn't like anal. I know because I am that guy. I have no idea why, but ass does not turn me on at all. I will never ever rim anyone, which is another thing that most gay guys want to get into. And the problem is that gay guys all identify themselves as a top or bottom or ver. I don't identify myself as any of them, so it makes it difficult. One of the standard questions on Grindr is, are you a top or bottom? To avoid awkwardness, I just say I am a top but tell them I am not looking for that tonight. Which usually ends the conversation and no hookup for me. There are usually way more bottoms on Grindr, all horny to get fucked and are not interested in anything else. It is very rare and hard to find a guy that just wants a blowjob or oral. And even if I do find a guy for oral and handjob fun, it's only for a one time or maybe a few times before they get bored and want anal. There is always that moment where we have met up for fun a couple times and then they ask, so are you into anything else? And then I know it's over. Because they want anal and I don't. I just went through this a couple weeks ago. This is pretty much how all of my dating experiences end. We have fun a couple times, then they want more, and we stop dating. I have never been in a long-term relationship or ever gotten past maybe 4 or 5 dates before it ends. I have heard that other gay guys like me exist out there, but so far have never met one. Do you ever feel nervous when you compliment a guy's looks or flirt with them because you think they might be straight and get super angry at you? No, fuck them. If their shirt is nice, it's nice. Bold strategy, but I like it. I like this. I mean, if a guy says to another guy, hey, that's a great shirt. And the shirt guy says, dude, back off. I'm straight. I firmly believe the only response at that point is, oh, shit. I thought you were gay. Never mind. The shirt is ugly, after all. A compliment is a compliment. I can't imagine why anyone would want to bring sex into it, you know? I used to be. I still don't flirt unless I know they're not straight. But if a guy has a nice haircut, or a cool shirt or hat or mask or whatever, I'll say something. Brightens their day. I love when people compliment my wardrobe, after all. Yeah. As a straight guy, being offered a compliment by a random person, male, female, regardless of sexuality, happens too seldomly, and it brightens my day considerably. Is gaydar a real thing? How often do you hit on straight people before realizing they are straight? It's definitely a thing. Though it's never 100% accurate and it's really hard to describe the exact signs, there's just subtle signals that let gay people recognize each other more easily. I've personally never hit on a straight person before, and I've even called some of my friends being gay years before they came out to me. Is it possible to learn such a power? I'm gay and definitely don't have any sense of gaydar. You got one, it just needs recalibrated. Since straight people make gay jokes all the time, do you also make straight jokes? Well, since I am gay, I can't give you a straight answer. I, for one, would love to hear some straight jokes now. Heterosexual sex is a beautiful thing. Two people working together to achieve a common goal is orgasm. I don't always give a girl an orgasm, but when I do, she spits it out. I don't understand straight relationships. I mean, who's the woman and who's the other woman? What does it mean when a straight guy says he supports the LGBTQ community? He watches lesbian porn. Fun fact, one of the biggest consumers of gay porn are lesbians. Go figure. For lesbian/bisexual women? If that's the right term, sorry. How do you know you're sexually/romantically attracted to women versus just interested in being friends? Because whenever I see a woman I think is attractive, I honestly can't tell if I'm sexually attracted to her or if I just want to be like her, lol. For me, a lesbian, it was more like the way I imagined a relationship between a man versus a woman. With a man it seemed gross and unpleasant, but with women it felt good and fun. It can also be When do you see a pretty woman, how do you feel? Do you feel the same way as you would when you see a handsome man? Why is there so much biphobia in the community? Genuinely wondering because I consider myself bi. Unfortunately, a lot of people seem to think that bisexuals are individuals who are too afraid to fully come out of the closet, so they still have one foot into straight territory. Others take it as a personal attack, that you're being disloyal to one or more of the genders you're attracted to, and you are apparently only allowed to choose one side. It's rather disheartening and disgusting to see. I'm sorry for any bisexual people, including yourself, that have to experience such behavior from others, whether it's from straight individuals or others in the LGBT community. No matter what anyone else says, you, and any other bisexual who may be reading this, are valid. Lesbians, do you also find dating women hard? I know my gay buddies always complain that it's hard to find a solid relationship. So, I'm just wondering what your dating gripes are. Yes, absolutely. Dating pool is very small. You can't approach strangers because they could be straight and no one knows who should make the first move. Good question. Dating women can be tough for the simple reason that there aren't loads of us and we have a pretty small dating pool. This is especially true if you live in a small town or village. Most LGBT hangout spots are in cities. A lot of us also prefer not to make the first move, because we worry about coming off as pushy. This has often led to two sapphic women who fancy each other anxiously waiting for the other to make the first move forever. I'm really lucky in that I met my girlfriend by chance at uni and we just hit it off. A lot of other lesbians are lonely for a really long time. At what point is it considered that girl-on-girl home base has been reached? I assume it's a personal assessment, but wasn't sure if there's an overall definition as with straight intercourse. Lesbian home base is when you can give each other multiple orgasms even though the cat is staring right at you the whole time. This, and also moving in with each other within 2 weeks but still quietly wondering if she's really into me or if we're just friends. D. It's considered home base when you move in together, which usually happens in less than 72 hours. What will a lesbian bring on a second date? A moving company. I am not straight but I don't know what I am. How do I figure this out? Is possible not to be attracted to anyone? Yeah, that's called asexuality or aromanticism, depending on what kind of attraction you mean. Who decides what goes into LGBT+ and what doesn't? Who decides in the order of, don't know what to call them? Sexuality/sexual identities? I'm gay myself and I have no idea lol. This is not an easy question to answer. Even in the community there is still discourse over this. For example, historically there has been discourse on whether asexual people should be included in the community or not. I think the general consensus is a yes on that one. Also, I think sometimes it really just depends on the person. There's rarely ever any clear lines drawn with attraction and sexuality, so it really depends on the individual figuring out how they feel and deciding if they belong in the LGBTQ community. I mean, as long as you're not straight and cisgender, I guess. Edit, and if you ever see pedophilia and bestiality trying to worm their way in, that's a hard no. Fuck those guys. Jail. Pissed I had to add that. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.